he is on stage. Yeah. So he just walks from you, takes the mic, and goes up in front of like 8,000 people, and talks the same way, same energy, yeah, and kills, and comes off and then stands next to you like the same guy.
And Dennis, he was the first guy in your circle that made it, right? When all you Boston guys, wasn't he the first to kind of break out?
Yeah.
Right.
Damn.
Very quickly too.
Yeah, because 10 months in, he did the Tonight Show, I think, right?
It was I think it was less because Lenny was like a street corner guy, and Lenny was hosting this talent show at the Ding Ho Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
So it was like literally like there were no comedians then. So Lenny would get up and bark and scream his opinions. Then there'd be like a folk singer. Then there'd be like a guy that could lift people up if they chewed on his arm. Like weird stuff.
What's it, like 1980 around there?
1980 or no, I think this was like 81 or 82. And then Steven, who was working, I think, in a shoe store, because we were out of college at that point.
Wow.
And this guy was so nervous when he first started doing stand-up, he would face the wall.
Jesus.
Because he didn't want to see the audience. And I think it was 6 months later that
L.A. called.
What's his name from the Tonight Show, went into the Chinese restaurant to have food and saw Stephen Wright and went, and like 2 nights later he was on the Tonight Show.
Holy shit.
Because his jokes were like, he was just like joke, all clean, all perfect for TV.
Yeah.
He did a bunch of Tonight Shows.
I know. You can't have everything. Where would you put it? Small World wouldn't want to paint it. They're like haikus.
Yeah.
And they're evergreen. Those are jokes from 1982.
Mm-hmm. A lot of big comics coming from Boston, man.
Fuck yeah,
Holy
man. Boston's got some funny dudes.
Yep.
Holy shit.
And you know what? A lot of that had to do with is Lenny and Don Gavin, Barry Crimmins, these guys, they would, the Boston format, which is what we use in the Comics Come Home, the headliner guy, supposed headliner, is the host. So the biggest, funniest guy would be the host of the show, and then he would bring you up. So you're going to die right off the bat if you don't get the audience's attention, because the headliner just opened.
Sure. Yeah.
So that was part of it, is that you go up and grab their attention right off the bat.
Gavin and Sweeney are legendary Boston guys. We've talked about them before.
I love Sweeney.
But they're guys who, a lot of people don't know them in other places.
No,
I've never seen either one of them perform. I've seen 7 minutes of Gavin on your roast, actually, and he was very funny. He went on as a priest.
Yeah.
And I just watching him, I'm like, he's a funny fucking dude. But I've never seen his act, and I've been hearing about him for 20 years. How great!
Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's one of those guys that's just a mile a minute, really smart, and he talks about the kind of stuff. He's like Seinfeld. He talks about the stuff that everybody deals with every day. He does it at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So you have to you're laughing with your head cocked forward, trying to make sure you don't miss anything. But those guys were they were the grandfathers, man.
They were like the local guys.
Well, Monday night. I mean, Wednesday night was Lenny's show, which was a killer show. So and he put up all new comics himself and all new comics. Gavin's show was Sunday night. No, Gavin. I think Gavin was. No, Sunday was Sweeney's night. Gavin's show, I think, was Friday night. So these guys would go up, and they would sell the tickets, and they would bring up all new comics behind them. So you basically had about 4 nights at the Ding Ho where, as a young comic, you would be be forced to go up after a headline. So you basically, the way it worked was if you were killing, they kept you on, and the star, Lenny, Gavin, Sweeney, would stand to the side and give you a sign. But if you were killing, they'd let you go. But it was a sold-out house every time you went up.
Wow. That's great.
But it was like going to the Lions. It was like the Christians and the Lions in Rome. It was like Russell Crowe would come out and go to the audience, "Don't eat this next comedian," and then you'd come out and you'd go like, "Hey, everybody," and the audience would be ready to eat you or salute you.
What a set of balls to go up there.
Yeah.
Who's like the biggest name that ever came out of that?
Well, that was
somebody
me,
that came
Goldthwait, Paula Poundstone, anybody that you can name.
So you were one of the guys that
I was one of the young comedians.
Jay was before that, right?
Mario Cantone.
Jay was a little bit
Jay was before that.
Like 76.
But everybody after that, that's how we came. That's how we came out of it. You know, Anthony Clark, David Cross. There's a million guys. Because basically what it is there's no learning curve. You learn. You have to. The great thing is, it separates the guys who really want to do it from the guys that think they just want to prove to their friends that they're funny.
Right.
Because you go up once and you bomb, because I bombed the first few times I went up, but I was like, I'm going back. And Lenny would always say stuff to you like, "Come on back, kid. I like the way you do this or that," even though you bombed. So you either come back, it's going to be, it's like being in the ring. Marvin Hagler. You're going to get hit. And so all the guys that thought that they kind of wanted, they were gone after one time.
Yeah.
You'd see them, they'd get up there.
Covered in sweat.
Because this is the audience. This is the audience reaction. It's like, "Okay, Lenny, new guy, Lenny, thanks, Lenny." And this is literally how it would go. "This guy sucks, let's kill him." That's how fast they were. You know what I mean? They didn't wait. You had to get their attention
hit them hard.
in a second.
And quick.
In a second. It was awesome. Man. I got to tell you, man.
Fuck, man.
I didn't know any different. I thought that was the way it was supposed to be.
I don't know how any comic, no matter where they are in their career, ever did that first gig. I don't know how you guys ever get up on a fucking stage for the first time in front of people and do that.
It's like the first time you fuck, except there's people watching and you suck at it. I was awful when I first went. I was like so dirty, and hearing your voice echo in a loudspeaker and come back to you was the weird part for me. Hey, you ever notice? Like coming, that was the hard part.
Wasn't echoing off the back wall.
Believe me, it was bomb city.
Empty.
Yeah, but that's where the balls comes in, because anybody can bomb. Right? And anybody can have a great, lucky first time. It's bombing or having that first time and coming back. But bombing is, to me, the best thing you can do is bomb.
Yeah.
Eat it, and then you know exactly what it feels like, and if you really love it, you're coming back. It's like if you want to play any sport and you go out and you suck, you go, okay, I need to learn how to do this and this and this.
What's there to like bombing though that would make you want to come back?
Well, in my case, I'll tell you, my whole life has been predicated upon people saying, you can't do that. Nuns, my mother, my brother, my friends, and me saying, oh, really? Watch this. That's still the way I am. So to me, it wasn't about Steve Wright, because Steve was so unusual that seeing him do it I was astonished that he could get up in front of people at all, because the guy could barely talk to people on a regular basis. But, seeing Lenny, Lenny was a hot shit guy standing around talking. But when I saw him up on stage, I was like, really? If he can do it, I could do it. Because he was funny, but he was really just doing the same stuff he would do if we were sitting here talking right now.
Right, yeah.
So that's why I was like, when I bombed, I was like, I'm coming back. If Lenny can do it, I can do it. That was my mantra.
How's Lenny doing, by the way?
He fucking looks amazing.
I haven't seen him.
His stomach is like a rock.
He lost another 100 pounds. He's at $195
again.
His original fight.
Doesn't he go up and down?
Yeah, but I hope this is it.
This could be the one.
Dude, he fucking goes, touch my stomach.
Yeah.
And I did, and it was like fucking solid.
Really?
Yeah, man. He looks really good.
He's got to stop by.
He's lost a total. So it's over the course of the last 5 years. He's lost about 200 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah. And I got to give him credit, man. He's really, he hasn't changed his approach to food, which is like, it's like the way he was when he was doing drugs. It's like it's a drug, but he exercises, he's adjusted his eating habits. He's still bitter and angry, and we got this special coming up in January that we did for the foundation on Comedy Central called Douchebags and Donuts.
Nice.
So we toured for that, and I told him no old jokes, no, not even, because he kind of goes off the deep end when he works, but these old jokes float into his head. He has like comedy Alzheimer's. I said, no old jokes, no old material, all brand new stuff. And he was doing some of the funniest stuff he's done in a long time. I don't know if he was taking diet pills. I don't know what he was doing, but he was on fire. How
you doing with the smoking? 'Cause I know you were talking about quitting and not quitting. You doing okay? Are you back?
Thanks for bringing that up.
I asked because you're one of the few guys.
Dennis is a big time smoker.
No, I know, but I know it's hard.
Are you not smoking right now?
No, I'm smoking, but I have a cold, so it's obviously
You're trying to quit though.
I'm headed towards it.
Yeah, no, man. It was very hard. I smoked for 17 years, and
What'd you do?
Cold turkey.
I had a really weird moment of clarity, and I did the patch. But I did it all the way through. Like, it's so tempting to do the patch, and then you stop. But, like, I feel okay after 2 weeks. I did it from point A to point B exactly as they recommended.
What was point
B? To go through the entire program. Like,
what is that, 3 months?
Yeah, about that. And I drank a lot of water. And I had to keep saying to myself, like, I'm getting the nicotine. So what is my fucking Jones about? Like, so it would be this. Believe me, I get it. That fucking, you have to.
So how long did that last?
Not nearly as long as I thought it would. No. I have occasionally I'll get a quick thought. Colin Quinn helped me. I was talking to him, and he
Colin Quinn helped you.
Believe me, I'm the first person to ever utter those words. But me and Kyle were talking, and he goes, the urge to smoke will pass whether you smoke or not. And I don't know why that resonated with me, but it was like, it will go. And it did. And if the obsession lasted, nobody would ever stay quit. And
that's true.
All that stayed
I hate
with
to say
me.
it, Colin Quinn's right.
Oh, wow.
It does pass.
Colin Quinn. The first time I quit smoking, Colin was the guy, and Colin used to smoke a lot.
Yeah.
I've known Colin since we were young. And Colin was a big, heavy smoker, and he quit, and he did it like 8 times, right? And the first time I quit, I was doing good, and he came up to me and he said, you're lucky, so don't go back. And I was like, yeah. And then, of course, I went back. And then I saw him again, and he was like, wait, that first time, if you do it easy, is the easiest way to do it. I blew it. So, but he's not smoking now, right?
No, not at all. But he's been quit for a long time. I just, for some reason,
I hear his show is great. By
it's fucking fantastic.
I'm so busy. I can't. I'm so busy right now. It better run. If it's a hit, I'll see it because I'm working for the next 5 months. But if it
really is great.
That's what I hear.
It's fucking great. Well written.
It's got great reviews. It's smart. It's funny, and you know, it makes me like Seinfeld a lot. The fact that he really pushed for Colin.
Yeah, Seinfeld's
a talented guy, man.
Yeah, but it was nice that he did that for Colin because it's like it was a great thing.
I know, but people take Seinfeld for granted. I think because I don't know if you remember this. When I was a club comic, Seinfeld was, whether you like that style or not, you think that way or not, that guy was the master of that. And basically, all these other guys that were pretending to be like Seinfeld, and Leno, who was a great club comic, they sucked. They were just doing a formula. But Seinfeld, you know, that's the way he works and thinks, right? But you think about that show, Larry David, another, in my opinion, comedy genius. Those guys were like a tandem team. So that whole show was them. That was them.
See,
you
by
know?
watching each one of them individually, you can absolutely see it's the two of them.
Right.
Completely
but you think about that, if that's
on
considered one of the greatest, you know, 5 greatest shows of all time, whatever you want to put it in. It's really two guys that had never done it before that became showrunners.
Yeah.
Seinfeld and him. I don't think they get enough credit. That's why when people were surprised that he was directing Colin, I was like, the guy was basically directing a sitcom.
Yeah.
Because the director doesn't really matter. He's pointing cameras. It was really Larry and Jerry that made that show go.
And the stories, the amazing part about Larry David, I think, too, is he was, like they say, the story structure genius. It's like to pull off story structures.
Well, I mean, Seinfeld probably structured Colin's show for him if he's the director of the show. So that just tells you what he knows about comedy and, you know, even in the theatrical medium.
Yeah, and the show is great. I mean, it's like the way he weaves in material with historical stuff, and it's all funny, and it's like as a comic you watch it. It's inspiring, though. You're like, you know what? It's like you can kind of achieve that level of fucking brilliance on a Broadway stage.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it makes sense for Colin.
I also want to burn the fucking back door and send everybody out and fucking fire on them.
Happy Land Social Club.
Yeah, I really do want to wreck his fucking run with a fucking fire.
That's nice.
Awful person.
That's just love. That's how they do it. That's how they do it. That's how they show their love.
Yeah, the show's great. And I hate them.
Yeah.
I get a little jealous.
These guys just are.
Well, Dennis, they said he has, they should just leave. We're getting a thing. They just leave at 9:30.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I have a lot of shit to do. So what else do I need to say about this? I'm doing a book signing tonight.
Stocking stuffer. Where?
Do you guys have the info?
No.
In New Jersey at Bookends.
I'm gonna guess that's in Ridgewood, New Jersey. It's an independent bookstore.
Yeah, geez, I had a little NyQuil moment there. I was like, where am I? Who am I talking to?
What time are you there?
I'm there at 7:30.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to get everything done in an hour because the Jets-Patriots game is at 8:30.
Yeah. Go Jets, right, Dennis?
That's a big one. Oh shit.
I'm a Packers fan.
No.
Yeah, I'm a
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm a Pack. I've told you guys this before.
I don't remember.
Of course you don't remember because you don't value me as a guest. You know,
we've been trying to have you on for a long time.
If Sean Penn was in here and he said that he was a Packers fan once, you guys would remember forever, but not me.
We don't like Sean Penn, sir.
Dennis, here's it's our self-centeredness. We don't listen.
I know.
We just wait for our turn to talk.
I'm a Packers fan because my older brother and I lived in the same room in an attic and then in a basement as bats and then as rats for 17 years. He was a Patriots fan. We fought like cats and dogs. This was in the late 60s. Despite him, I took the Packers because they were the champions then. So I got saddled.
I do remember this.
So I'm still a Patriots fan.
I apologize.
But I'm a Packers fan intrinsically going back to my brother and I's brutal, murderous fights.
Brett Favre fan?
Fervor, yeah. Brett Favre fan.
You see the fucking hit he took yesterday?
Yeah, that was a big hit, man. That was a big hit.
First play of the game?
Big hit.
First play of the
But I'll tell you what, tonight's going to be a great football game, no matter how you look at it.
I can't fucking wait.
It's going to be a great game.
It's like a Super Bowl.
Team's 9-2.
This has been a good football season for must-see games, man.
If you're a Jets fan, it's been a great year.
And also the basketball-wise. How about LeBron going into Cleveland?
I loved it.
That was awesome.
I loved it.
Awesome.
He shut him down. He pretty much proved.
Shut him down. You know, I mean,
I don't want to like LeBron. Just how he made the announcement. That's the only reason. He has every right.
I know, but you got to give him. You got to give a guy credit for what he did. You know, goes into his hometown. There could not be more pressure or.
They wanted to beat the shit out of him, and he silenced the crowd.
38 points.
And didn't even play the fourth
one arm.
Dude, he didn't even play the fourth quarter. He had 24 points in the third.
I think it would have been great if he came out in the fourth quarter with one arm, literally tied behind his back, and scored like another 12.
I'm not a fan of the sportsmanship. I wish they just threw him in the fourth quarter and really made it hurt. I'm a big fan of that stuff.
If he was really, this is what I would have done.
I hate that.
All right,
shit.
listen, I would have made an announcement. I've got 38. I want you guys to throw your bottles now as I score another.